हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाये नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्यदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We will begin with the Shanti mantra. Om आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। So Indra and Virochan goes to the loka of Prajapati to gain Atma Vidya. They stay with Prajapati for 32 years following the discipline of brahmacharya. And after 32 years, when Prajapati inquires why they are staying there, Indra and Virochan, they express their desire to know the self, to know the Atma. So Prajapati points out the Atma as present in the eyes. The person who is present in the eyes is the Atma. Thereafter, he tells them to look into the waters, and he points out to that reflection as the Atma. Virochan is totally satisfied, thinking that his body itself is the Atma, and one should serve the body, one should worship the body, one should derive all pleasures from the body. Body itself is the Atma. But Indra Bhagwan, he continues to contemplate on what the teacher had taught, and he gets a doubt that how can the reflection of this body be the Atma. I hope you can hear me and see me on Facebook also. So as he was contemplating, as he was returning back to Indralok, Indra Bhagwan started contemplating on what the teacher had taught. And then he understood that when the body changes, the reflection of the body also changes. The defects which are there on the body are seen in the reflection also. So if that reflection is considered as the Atma, then I don't see any great achievement in that. Because that Atma is destructible. When the body is destroyed, the reflection also will get. Prajapati had mentioned about the Atma which is indestructible, which is immortal. So this reflection cannot be the Atma. So he found that his understanding of the Atma was not proper. He realized that he has not understood the teachings of Prajapati properly. So he again approaches Prajapati, and when Prajapati inquires, why have you come back? So he reveals his what he has understood through his contemplation, that this Atma reflected in the waters cannot be the supreme Atma because it gets affected by the body. Whatever defects are there on this physical body are seen in the reflection also. And if the body is destroyed, that Atma will also get destroyed. So after hearing this, Prajapati said that yes, what you have contemplated and understood is proper. Whatever the shortcomings you have mentioned are right, but you have not recognized the real Atma. So you stay back for 32 more years, and thereafter I will teach you the same Atma. So Indra Bhagwan again stayed alone with Prajapati. Virochan had already left. So Indra Bhagwan stayed for 32 years following the strict discipline of Brahmacharya. And after 32 years, Prajapati revealed this Atma again to Indra. So that we will see from 10th section onwards. So let us chant the first mantra of the 10th section. Ya esha swapne mahimanam Ya esha swapne mahiyamanaha charati Esha atma iti hovacha Etad amrutam abhayam etad brahmeti Sah shanta hridayah pravavraja Sah aprapyeva devan etad bhayam dadarsha Tad yadyapi idam shariram andham bhavati anandha sabhavati yadi shramam ashramo naiva ishah asya doshena dushyati. So Indra Bhagwan, Raja Indra, as he was returning back to Indralok, he started thinking about what Prajapati had told, and he returned to Prajapati. At that time, Prajapati first had revealed the Jagrat Atma to Indra. First time, Prajapati revealed the Jagrat Atma. And now, Prajapati is revealing the Swapna Atma as the Atma. So the Jagrat Atma was revealed as present in the eyes. And now the Prajapati reveals the Swapna Atma. He says that Ya Esha Swapne Mahimanas Charati, that this person who wanders in the dream, gaining all glories, enjoying the dream world, this person who wanders in the dream, one who is glorified in the dream, is the Atma. Esha Atma iti hovacha. This is the Atma. Etad amrutam. And this Atma is amrutam, means immortal. It doesn't get destroyed. Abhayam, it is fearless. Etad Brahma iti, and this Atma itself is Brahma. the all-pervading, infinite Brahma. This Atma itself is the infinite Brahma. It is Saha Shantaradaya Pravrapraja. So after hearing this, Indra Bhagwan became very pleased, became satisfied at that moment, and he left the world of Prajapati to go back to his loka, the Deva Loka. Saha aprapyeva devan. And as he was returning back to Indralok, he started contemplating on what Prajapati has said. And through his contemplation, he could realize that this cannot be the Atma. He got scared because he realized etad bhayam dadarsha tad yadyapi idam shariram andham bhavati anandhassa bhavati. That though when this body is blind, the body, the Atma in the dream is not blind. When this body has got defects in the eyes, ears, nose, the body the Atma in the dream doesn't have this defect. So the Swapna Atma doesn't get affected by the defects of the gross physical body. And that we all experience. If we are having some defects in our body when we go to sleep and we dream, that dream Atma doesn't have those defects. One may be blind, but in the dream, that blindness is not there. One may have some defects in the limbs. One may find it very difficult to even walk, but in our dream we can run. We run the marathon race and we win it also. One may have other defects in the body, but in the dream those defects are not seen. They are not there. So the Swapna Atma is not affected by the waking, this physical body. But still it has got some other defects. And what is that? That now Indra Bhagwan says in the next mantra, he contemplates and understands this in the next mantra. So let us chant mantra number 2. Na vadhena asya hanyate, na asya shramena shramo shramah nanti tvevaiv nam vichadayanti iva apriya vetteva bhavati api roditi iva naham atra bhogyam pashyami iti. So though the defects of the body are not there in the dream Atma, but if one has a bad dream, then there are defects in that Swapna Atma also. So Indra Bhagwan continues to contemplate. He says, Na vadena asya hanyate. That even when this physical body is destroyed, the Swapna Atma doesn't get destroyed. But one may have a bad dream, and in that dream, if we are hurt, if we are beaten up, then we experience that beating. So nanti tu eva enam vichadayanti, and if my limbs are cut in the dream, the limbs are cut in the dream, they are also experienced. And one also experienced apriyavetta, one also experienced something very unpleasant, something not so pleasurable. Api roditi iva, and one gets some wrong or bad experiences, and one cries in the dream. So if one attains this dream Atma, Swapna Atma, Indra Bhagwan says that I don't see any great achievement in this. Na aham atra bhogyam pashyami iti. I don't see any bhogya, anything pleasurable in knowing this Swapna Atma. See here, the teacher is slowly revealing the real nature of that Atma. And this is the most subtle and the most beautiful technique by which that Atma is revealed, and that is through the analysis of the three states of our experience. We experience Atma in the waking, in the dream, in deep sleep also. But we experience the Atma along with the Upadhis. So, through analyzing these three states of experience, we have to negate those Upadhis and recognize that Atma which is Nirupadhik, which is free from all Upadhis. Upadhis means conditionings. See, when we are awake, we experience ourself. Everyone experiences their own self. I say, I am, I exist. But this I experience along with my physical body, along with my karmendriyas, along with my jnanendriyas and antakarana, and with the pranas. There's a lot of distraction in this transmission on Facebook, but none of you are complaining, so I think it is okay. The internet connection on Facebook is not proper, so it is getting it is not going smoothly. So you can listen to this pravachan on YouTube. So Atma has got these upadhis. The physical body, the karmendriyas, the jnanendriyas and the antakarana, and pranas. But that Shuddha Atma is different from all of them, is different from these upadhis. And these upadhis are also different from each other. They are also independent. So we will do some little bit more thinking. Though here the teacher has conveyed the Swapna Atma, later on in the next section, the teacher will also convey the Sushupta Atma, and thereafter will point out the Turiya Atma. The Turiya Atma is the Nirupadhik Atma, the real self. The Jagrat Atma, Swapna Atma, Sushupta Atma is with some upadhis. The Jagrat Atma has got the Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir as the upadhi. The Swapna Atma has got the Sukshma Sharir as the upadhi. And Sushupta Atma, though, is the pure Atma, but since we have not gained the knowledge of that Atma in the waking, we again wake up from Sushupti as ignorant as before. And free from even this ignorance, free from the Sthula Sharir and Sukshma Sharir, is the Turiya Atma, which one has to recognize. But it is not somewhere else. One has to recognize that Atma in this body itself while awake. Through Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasana, we have to recognize this Atma and gain abidance in it. So these upadhis are there. The Sthula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir, Prana, so Sthula Sharir is different. Karmendriyas are different. Jnanendriyas and Antakarana are different. Pranas are different. These are like four upadhis which are seen as though limiting this Atma. So when we are awake, we experience ourselves along with all the upadhis. But when we go to sleep, when we dream, we get separated from our physical body . But we continue to experience the subtle body. And this physical body is not experienced when we are asleep, but the physical body is present. The physical body continues to remain alive. And the pranas continue to keep the physical body alive. Pranas, they continue to function even when we are asleep. See, I'm explaining all this so that you understand the relationship of all these upadhis and also how Atma is different from these upadhis. So when we are dreaming, means in the dream state, the antakarana is functioning. The same antakarana is functioning. But the karmendriyas and jnanendriyas are withdrawn into the antakarana. See, when we are awake, when I open my eyes, I can see. Nobody can stop me from seeing. If the light is proper, if my eyes are proper, if everything is proper, if the eyes are open and this flower is there in front of me, I will see it. So the jnanendriyas are functioning through my eyes. In the waking, these jnanendriyas are functioning through my eyes. But when I am asleep, if a person is asleep, his eyes are closed. But if we open his eyes and show this flower to that person, will he be able to see that flower? No, he won't be able to see the flower. Because though the physical eyes are there, the organ of seeing, the jnanendriyas, are not there. They are withdrawn into the mind. In the same way, when a person is asleep, the karmendriyas also are withdrawn. The legs are there, but he doesn't walk. The hands are there, but he doesn't do any work. The tongue is there, but he doesn't speak. So the jnanendriyas and karmendriyas get withdrawn into the antakarana. But the antakarana continues to function in dream. And this antakarana, now listen carefully, this antakarana projects a body in the dream, and it also projects the karmendriyas and jnanendriyas in the dream. In the dream also I walk, I sit, I talk. Means there are these jnanendriyas are there. In my dream also I am a man or a woman, young or old. So the the body is also there. In the dream also I see, hear, taste, touch. So the jnanendriyas are also there. In the dream also I feel, I think, I decide. So the mind, intellect, chitta, ahankar are also there. So those karmendriyas and jnanendriyas of the dream are projected by the mind. They are not the karmendriyas, jnanendriyas which are experienced in the waking. Therefore, the defects of the karmendriyas and jnanendriyas which are there in the waking, which are experienced in the waking, need not be experienced in the dream. A person may be lame, a person may be blind, a person may be deaf in the waking, but in the dream he need not be blind, dumb, deaf. Because the dream body, the dream karmendriyas, the dream jnanendriyas are expressions of the vasanas of the antakaran. The body which is there is also vasana, sharira. So I am seeing the dream, I experience the dream. So the I who is experiencing the waking, or the I which is present in the waking, the Atma which is present in the waking, the same Atma is present in the dream also, without the physical body, without the karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, but along with the antakarana. That Atma is pointed out to Indra by Prajapati. Prajapati said that is the Atma. Don't look, don't pay attention to the upadhis, but understand that Atma. But Indra Bhagwan fails to comprehend that Atma, and he sees only the Swapna Atma, and he finds a defect in that Atma. He says, though the physical defects are not there in that Swapna Atma, but if one has a bad dream, then whatever defects are there in the dream, they belong to that Atma. So then he thought that there is no glory in knowing this Atma. There is no benefit in knowing this Atma, and this Atma, Swapna Atma, cannot be Amrutam, Abhayam, Brahma, because that is what Prajapati has said about it. But I don't see it as Amrutam, Abhayam, Brahma. So he again returns back to Prajapati. So that is now described. Let us read, chant the third and the fourth mantra. Sa samit panihi punareyaya tagamha prajapatirvacha magavan yachantaradayah pravrajihi kimichan punaragama iti sahovacha tadyadhyapidam bhagavah shariram andham bhavati anandassa bhavati yadishramam ashramo naiva esho asya doshena dushyati na vadena asya hanyate na asya shramena shramo gnanti tvevainam vichadayanti iva apriya apriyavetteva bhavati api roditi iva naham atra bhogyam pashyami ittevam evaisha magavan iti hovacha etam tvevate bhuyah anuvyakhyasyami vasa aparani dvatrimshatam varshani iti सह अपराणि द्वात्रिंशतं वर्षाणि उवास तस्मै होवाच स समित्पाणिः. So Indra Bhagwan contemplated, he tried to understand that Atma, that Swapna Atma, and he found that there is something which is not matching properly. Though Prajapati said this Atma is Ajara, Amara, Amrutam, Abhayam, Brahma, but it doesn't seem like that. So he took again some firewoods in his hands. So Samit Panihi Punar Eyaya. Again he approached Prajapati. So Prajapati looked at him and he said, Prajapati spoke, Prajapati Ruvacha, Maghavan. Maghavan is Indra Bhagwan's name. Magavan. So, hey Magavan, Yacha Shanta Hridayah, that you had gone totally satisfied with a peaceful antakarana. You had gone back. So why have you come back to me? Pravrajihi kimichan punaha agama iti. Why have you returned now? What happened? So Sahovacha, then Indra Bhagwan told him, Kitad yadi apidam bhagava, that, oh Bhagwan, the Atma which you taught me, I find that that Atma is not having all those characteristics of the Atma which you have mentioned before. The Atma which is Abhayam, Amrutam, Brahma, but this Swapna Atma doesn't seem to be like that. Though it doesn't have the defects of the waking body, but it has got its own defects. So tad yadyapi, so even though idam bhagavaha, O Bhagwan, shariram, if this body, andham bhavati, if it is blind, anandhassa bhavati, that Swapna Atma is not blind. And yadi shramam, and if this body is shramam, is having some other defects of the eyes, nose, the nose is watering and the eyes are watering. But in the dream, the dream body doesn't have these defects. One may be totally sick and may go to sleep, but one may have a dream that is quite healthy and going about doing all his work. So the defects of the body is not in that Swapna na eva esha asya doshena dushyati. It doesn't get affected by the dosha, the defects of this physical body. Na vadena asya hanyate. And also interesting, he says even if this physical body is destroyed, this swapna body is not destroyed. See, here we should understand that even if this physical body is destroyed, we continue to exist. Means this even this personality continues to exist. The same antakarana continues to exist. And depending on our karma, then we get another body or we go to some other loka. But the antakarana continues to exist even when the physical body is destroyed. So, na vadena asya hanyate. Therefore, the destruction of this body, the swapna sharir doesn't get destroyed. And na asya shramena shramo. And by the defects of the eyes, ears, etc., the swapna atma doesn't have those defects. But nanti tu eva enam vichadayanti iva. But if it is hurt in the dream, if it is cut, the limbs are cut, then it gets cut. And apriya vetta iva, and if we know something unpleasant, if we experience something unpleasant in the dream, then that unpleasant experience is there. The sadness, the fear, the suffering is there in the dream, for the dream Atma. Api roditi iva, and one cries also in the dream. So naham atra bhogyam pashyami. So Indra said that I don't see any great glory in knowing this Swapna Atma. I don't see that as the great goal to be achieved. I don't see any pleasure in knowing Swapna Atma. Naham atra bhogyam pashyami iti evam eva esha Magavan. So when he spoke like this to Prajapati, Prajapati said, yes, it is like that only. You have understood it right. You have analyzed the upadhis properly. You have understood them properly. But you have failed to comprehend that Atma. So whatever Indra Bhagwan spoke is about the upadhis only. It is like I had given that example that if somebody gives me a nicely packed, nicely gift wrapped gift and says that this is the diamond necklace, but seeing the wrapping, if I say, oh, it doesn't look like a diamond, it is not shining, it looks like just a paper, it can be easily torn. I don't see any greatness in this gift. So similarly, that Atma is pointed out along with the Upadhis, because that is the only way this Atma can be pointed out. In the waking, in the dream, in the deep sleep, only the Atma can be pointed out, because that is within our experience. But it has got these upadhis, and one can get distracted by the upadhis. So Prajapati told Indra that, hey, Bhagavan, what you have understood is right. So you do one thing, you again stay back. Iti evam bhuyo anuvyakyasami. I will explain, I will point out this Atma, the real Atma to you. So you stay back for another 32 years. So Anuvakyasami vasa aparani dvatrim shatam varshani. You stay here following the discipline of brahmacharya for 32 years. Prajapati doesn't talk anything less than 32 years. So he says you stay here for another 32 years, following the discipline of brahmacharya, so that your antakarana will become more and more pure and you will be able to understand that Atma. So bhuyaha anuvyakyasami. See, when we are at night, if we have to go through, let us say, through a forest which is so dark, we are unable to see anything around because it is extremely dark. It's a dark night and it's a forest, and that small lane is there through which we are walking. We can't see the surrounding properly. But if we just remain there and get acclimatized to that darkness, if our eyes get acclimatized to the darkness, then a very strange thing happens. That we start seeing something. It is not totally dark for us. We notice the path in front of us. We notice the trees around. We can see the sky above. We can notice the stars shining. So our eyes get acclimatized to look into the darkness, and the eyes can see. But when the eyes are totally accustomed to light, when you are all the time using light, everything is bright around, and suddenly you're taken in a dark room or something, you will not be able to see anything because it takes time for the eyes to get acclimatized. Similarly, our buddhi is acclimatized to understand only the gross physical thing, and even if something subtle, then only a little bit of subtle thing we can understand. So though that subtle Atma was pointed out to Indra, he could understand only the physical body. And later he could understand the dreamer also, the Atma present in the dream, means the Atma present along with the mind, the intellect. But when our antakarana becomes extremely shuddha, then we will be able to recognize that Atma free from the distraction of the buddhi and the man also, the Shuddha Atma. And to remove those distractions of the mind, it is necessary that we do the initial sadhana of following the path of brahmacharya, japa, tapa, puja, upvas, tirtha yatra, karma yoga, upasana, bhakti. All these sadhanas make the mind and intellect absolutely pure. And when that Atma is pointed out, we come to recognize it. Because Prajapati also doesn't have any choice. He has to keep showing that same Atma because there is no other, there are no 2, 3 Atmas. He is showing, pointing out to the same Atma. But Indra Bhagwan could not comprehend it because of the defects of his own Antakarana. So our Antakarana also becomes as pure as the Atman. When the Antakarana also becomes as subtle as the Atma, then we will be able to comprehend it. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he writes in his commentary, first he raises the question in his commentary that this Atma doesn't have any form, doesn't have any color, doesn't have any qualities. So how can it be known? Because we know something which has got color, form, qualities, length, breadth, height, or something like that. But Atma doesn't have. And there are no actions happening in Atma. So how can it be known? And you say you should know the Atma. How can it be known? So Shankaracharya says that when the mind, the intellect becomes sukshma, shuddha, nirmala, means when it becomes subtle, pure, free from all defects, then in that shuddha antakarana, that Atma is experienced as it is. It's like the sun. The sun is bright and beautiful and shining like anything. And that sun is pointed out in the waters. So somebody wants to know the sun. So the teacher shows the water and says that is the sun. But the water is so dirty that a reflection is not seen properly, and this person understands the dirty water as the sun. Then the teacher says, you wait for some time, let the dust settle down, let the water become a little bit more pure. Then I will show you again. So when the dust settles down, again he shows that that is the sun. But still little bit more dust is there. So when all the dirt and dust settles down and the water become absolutely clean and pure, and when the teacher points out that is the sun, then the student will understand. Similarly, the teacher points out to that Atma, but we have our attachment to our physical body, so it becomes difficult to comprehend. Then again the teacher points out to that Atma. But if we are distracted by our impurities of our mind, intellect, then we fail to recognize that Atma. So here the teacher tells Indra that you continue to stay with me for 32 years and then I will reveal this Atma to you. So how does he reveal that Atma? After 32 years, That we will see in our class on Monday. So I won't tell you to wait for 32 years. We will see on Monday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, think, understand, and we will meet again on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Syavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.